What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a little while since we posted a video. There hasn't really been any new releases from Storm or Rotogrip, but now the time has come to talk about a new release, and that'll be Storm's Crux Prime. This ball is going to be in the Premier line for Storm, so the upper end, it features that Catalyst core that was in the Crux series, but with an all new cover called the Spec Solid Cover Stock. Spec stands for Storm Performance Enhanced Cover Stock. So this is something brand new from Storm that's never been seen before in any other, balls that they've ever released. Typically we get like a variant of like a R2S, R3S, some of those, pivotal cover stocks that are, for Storm. And this is something that's going to be very exciting just because it's brand new. And so with today's video, we have two testers. We have Jack and Brad, so those are our typical guys that we use to test, but we also have incorporated clutch bowling into today's testing. So if any of you have seen on Facebook, or I'm sure you've seen somewhere on social media or across the internet, and that is what you see here is like the on-lane tracking of the ball. Now this is our first time kind of testing it out, so definitely want to know what the feedback is from everybody as far as, do you guys like it? Was the video kind of clear? We did have to keep the lights off down lane so it kind of, you could see it on lane a little bit better. It was pretty faint with the lights on. So the overhead shots, the lighting was still pretty good. The cameras handled it, fairly well. So we thought it was good enough that you could still see the ball motion, ball reaction, everything like that. As for the numbers of the ball, RG 250, diff 052, PSA 017. So lower RG, more on the lower differential side as far as asymmetric balls go for Storm. You have the Codex, which is like 058, getting up there pretty high. Physics and Sherlock are 052, 053 range. So in terms of that, it's definitely on the lower side of things. Now, one thing I did kind of notice as we were testing them, the ball shined up pretty quickly, I thought. But then after we were done testing, that initial like lane shine look kind of went away, and they almost looked like they were back to box finish. So that was definitely something that was kind of interesting to me. I don't know if it's going to be like that every time or if it just happened to be, this time. I would say that this ball is definitely not as early as like a Nano, but it's definitely earlier than R2S, but still has that continuation of R2S. And this is something that was pointed out to me by Alex Hoskins, who is definitely the one that is kind of in the know with all that kind of stuff. He's the one that's doing all the testing of all the balls, so appreciate that insight, Alex. And as you can see with Jack, the pin down ball, he definitely had to move his feet right, which was interesting for him because generally the pin down balls, he is able to kind of move a little further left and kind of slow hook the lane a little bit more, stores a little bit more energy. But there was still a decent amount of oil down lane. There's definitely a puddle in the middle here, just on the typical house shot. And the fronts didn't kind of go away as quick, I would say, as what they normally do, which I was surprised because normally here, the front part of the lane gets torn up, pretty quickly. But for whatever reason, today it didn't. And we tried to keep it on the target practice one, but every now and then it would kind of switch, as you guys have kind of been seeing. It just randomly like switched to something else, and we didn't really want to play around with it too much. So definitely something that's pretty cool that you can do the target practice and all that. So here we get into Brad. Brad's definitely a little further left in the front part of the lane at the arrows. He's around the same as what Jack was. Jack was getting the ball a little bit further right down lane than what Brad was. And as you can see, Brad eventually kind of starts to move his feet a little bit. Like here, he moved right and the ball just like hooked like at his feet. So he decided that probably wasn't the best way to go. Moved back left and just got his ball right earlier, and then he was kind of on track there. Nothing too crazy with the layout on this one either. Pin up in between the bridge, CG basically in his palm, and then the mass bias is basically in his thumb. And Jack's was kind of the same. His was in the thumb too, which if you go back and look at his, the ball, it was kind of shifted a little bit. So that's kind of how it was like that. So I'm curious what everybody kind of thinks of the Crux Prime. Do you guys like what you see with it? I was really impressed by it. I know this is going to be used on the PBA Tour. A lot of the professionals always, even still today, carry that Alpha Crux with them. It's like a staple in their bag. So it wouldn't surprise me, to see this ball in everybody's bag come, time for the release. Now here we're just kind of going through the target practice and just kind of showing that what you can, utilize with this clutch bowling system and just all the different stuff that you're able, to do with it, all the different lane graphs. So pretty cool for the, the average bowler, maybe, for parties, things like that. And this is, something that's very awesome. So I'm just going to let the rest of the video play through. Thank you everybody for watching. Drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Big shout out and thank you to Burke's Lanes in Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania for providing us the lanes and being able to utilize the clutch bowling. So if you're interested in, kind of testing it out, definitely look them up. They're on Facebook, just simple Google search. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.